Hello everybody, and in this video tutorial I am gonna be showing you some important Linux commands that are must learn as a beginner. Now this is the part 2 of my previous video in which I had shown some important Linux commands that you should learn as a beginner. Now that video was very long, around 29 minutes length, and I couldn't cover some Linux commands in that video. So in this video I'll be covering some Linux commands that I couldn't cover in that video. So without wasting much time, let's get started. So here I am. This is my Ubuntu Linux system working in VirtualBox. So as I told you that in my previous video, I have told you that in Linux all the commands are executed in the terminal, and I also mentioned you how to open the terminal. So similarly, just right click and select open terminal, and as you can see, the terminal has opened. Now in my previous video I had shown you that the ls command shows you all the lists all the contents in a certain directory. Like for example, as you can see on the screen, it has listed all the contents in my root directory. Now let's suppose I want to list all the contents in all the folders that you can see on the screen. That is, I want to list all the contents of desktop, downloads, music, public, etc. Whatever is present inside those directories. Now as per your knowledge right now, you can only do that by moving to those respective folders. But what if there is a shortcut? Yes, there is a shortcut, and that command is ls space dash capital R, and press and enter. As you can see, it shows you all the contents present in different directories. Like as you can see over here, first of all it will show you all the directories and folders in that root directory itself. Then it will show you whatever is present inside the respective folders. Like as you can see, there is a update.sh folder present in my desktop directory, and as you can see over here, desktop colon update.sh. I don't have anything in the documents folder, so it's showing empty. In the downloads folder I have some files. You can see there is a png file, that it's an image, and here's a test1 file, it's a text file, and then here is a folder. Then if you scroll down a little bit, you can see in the pictures folder I have a lot of screenshots, and there's a zip file present as well, and also there's a wallpapers folder present, and also if you scroll down a little bit, there's a png file present in the pictures slash wallpaper directory. Alright, the next command that I want to show you is the cp command. CP, this stands for copy. Alright, but first, as you can see over here in the root directory, I have a file named test. Now let's suppose I want to copy this file to the desktop directory. Now there are two ways to do this. One is by using the GUI method, that is, you go into the file manager, copy the file, and then paste it in the desktop directory. Now this will take a lot of time. Lot of steps are present in that process. Whereas if you do it using the terminal, you have to just type in cp space test space root slash desktop and press and enter. And as you can see, there is an error present. Now it says that permission denied, failed to access root slash desktop. Actually what happened here is, in Ubuntu you have to supply the username as well. So for that, first I have to check in my username. So for that I have to type in pwd. So as you can see, home slash Dhruvajyoti directory. So now type in a cp space test space slash home slash Dhruvajyoti slash desktop and press and enter. As you can see, the test file has appeared in the desktop. It was present in that root directory, it's also now present in that desktop directory. I can also show you the contents in it. It says that hello everyone, what's up, and if I move to desktop directory and if I cat out that, as you can see, the contents are exactly the same. Alright, the next command that I want to show you is mv command. Now what this mv command does is basically it lets you either change. You can basically do two stuffs using this mv command. The mv command can be used to either rename a certain file or folder in a certain directory, or you can use it to move or basically cut and paste a certain file from a certain location to a different location. Like for example, if I type in an mv space, first let me show you the contents here, ls. As you can see, I have two files present over here. One is the test file and the other is the update.sh file. So if I type in here mv space test, and if I rename it to test1, or let's say test2 rather, and if I press enter, as you can see, the name of the test file has changed to test2. If I type ls, you can see previously it was simply test, now it's test2. If I cat out that, you will see the contents are similar to that whatever was present in that test file, the previous test file. Now its name has been changed to test2. Now let's suppose you want to transfer this file from desktop to the downloads directory. Now you can either do that by the GUI method, that is, you can right click on this file, copy it and paste it, cut it and paste it over there. Now how can you do the same using the terminal? So for that, type in here mv space test2 space slash home slash dhruvajyoti slash downloads and press and enter. As you can see, the file has disappeared and it has been moved to the downloads directory. Now if I simply move to the downloads directory, as you can see, the test2 file has appeared over there. Now if I cat out that, as you can see, the contents, it is the contents of that test2 file which was present in the desktop directory. Now the next command that I want to show you is the history command. History. If I type in history and press and enter, it will basically show me all the commands that I have typed in earlier, even before my system was turned off. So you can see I have typed in all these commands in my terminal. You can just go back and see whatever commands I have typed. I have moved the file to my downloads folder, then I moved back, and then I moved to the downloads folder, then I listed the contents, then I catted out test2, then I cleared the terminal, and after that I typed in history, and as you can see, all the commands that I have typed in have appeared. So if you have typed in a long command and if you don't remember the command anymore, then you can use this history command to get back that long command that you have typed in earlier. The next command that I want to show you is termed as chmod. It's basically pronounced as chmod and its full form is change mode. But before showing you this, let me move to my desktop directory because I'll be able to demonstrate properly. So as you can see, I have a shell script in my desktop directory. If I can just show you the permissions rather. As you can see, it does not have executable permission. That is, if I just type in here // and update.sh, then it will not be executed because it does not have executable permissions. Now to assign executable permissions, you have to change the permissions. So that can be done using the change mode command, that is chmod then +x and then update.sh and press and enter. You won't see any changes in the terminal, but if you type in ls space -l, as you can see, the file has turned into green color. Previously it was white color, now it's in green color. That means executable permissions have been assigned. And as you can see, the previous file permissions, and you can see the present file permissions, the file permissions have been changed. Now let's have a look at some networking commands. Now I'll only be mentioning two networking commands. The first command that I want to mention here is ping space. Okay, the command name is ping. Ping basically is a host discovery type of command. If you type in ping and space google.com, and if you press enter, and as you can see, something is appearing in the terminal. Now this will keep on going. If you want to stop this, just press Ctrl C, it will stop. Now what this ping command does is basically lets you see whether you have internet connection on or not. It basically sends ICMP echo request to the website that you have mentioned. I had mentioned google.com. You can mention any other website. If the website is very popular, then it will give you a response in a very quick amount of time. And if you type in any IP address of your local system, I mean of any system in your local LAN network, then you can easily get you'll get the response very early. But if you type in a IP address that is located somewhere in a different country, and that is not hosted in a good server, or it is a IP address of not of any website, but it's of simply a computer system, then this process will take a lot of time. This will let you verify whether a certain host or a certain system is up or not. Like for example, I have pinged my I'm sorry, I have pinged google.com to 216.58.203.142. Now if I want to ping any other system, let's suppose I want to ping my host system, which is a Windows 10 system, but before that let me just check my IP address. IP config, probably it will be 192.168.100. alright, ping space 192.168.1.100. As you can see, I have supplied in the IP address of my host machine, that is my Windows 10 machine, and if I press enter, as you can see, I am getting a certain response from my Windows 10 system. This means that my Windows 10 system is up and my Ubuntu Linux system is being able to contact with my Windows 10 system, and it's getting a proper response from my Windows 10 system. The next command, and which is the last command of this video, is ifconfig. This is also a networking command, and if you press ifconfig and press enter, this command basically stands for interface configuration. Now just now you saw I had typed in ipconfig in my Microsoft DOS prompt, in my command prompt rather, and that basically showed all the interfaces that my Windows system has, and it also showed my local IP address. Now with that is what is done in a Windows system, but in Linux the command is ifconfig. In Windows it stands for ipconfig. The full form is, I think, Internet Protocol Configuration or whatever. I don't know the exact full form, but in Linux it's ifconfig and its full form is interface configuration. And as you can see, this link in cap Ethernet, it means that I am connected via Ethernet interface. Of course I am connected via Ethernet interface. My system is a virtual machine and it's connected via the I have used bridged adapter, and this is the hardware address. This basically is the MAC address of my device, and then you have inet address, which is basically the local IP, the IPv4 version of local IP, which is 192.168.1.101. The broadcast address is 192.168.1.255. You'll basically know these if you know a little, if you have little bit knowledge about networking. This is the net mask, and you can also see this is that this LO stands for localhost. Localhost is always the 127.0.0.1, and it also gives you a lot of information. Let's see if we can see the gateway IP route tag in. Yeah, as you can see, if you type in route tag n, then you can see the gateway IP as well using this command. Like as you can see, the gateway IP is 192.168.1.1.1. Yes, this is my gateway IP. So that is another command that I have covered for you. So those were the Linux commands that you need to learn. This is a part 2 of my previous video, as I mentioned earlier in this video. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed this video tutorial. Please like, comment, share and subscribe, and bye for now.